King Felipe and Queen Mathilde of the Belgians host a New Year's reception in Brussels. King Carl Gustaf of Sweden meets with newly appointed ambassadors in Stockholm. And King Felipe VI and Queen Letizia of Spain visit the island of Menorca. All this and much more coming up next on your Royal Daily News. Well, good evening, everyone, and welcome to my channel. My name is Alexandra, and this is your Royal Daily News for January 12th, 2023. In Brussels, Their Majesties King Felipe and Queen Mathilde of the Belgians hosted a New Year reception at the Palais Royal for members of the Diplomatic Corps in Belgium. In Orange, His Royal Highness Hereditary Grand Duke Guillaume of Luxembourg, accompanied by the Minister of the Economy, Mr. Franz Foyet, attended the inauguration of the third extension of the House of Biohealth, HOBH. According to a press release, naturally, the new extension of the HOBH covers an area of 15,000 square meters and is a, quote, major asset for the development of health tech companies and research in the field of health in Luxembourg. During today's opening, the Hereditary Grand Duke and Minister Foyet met with representatives from various Luxembourg health technology companies. Today, Luxembourg has over 136 health tech companies and over 19,000 jobs. Quote, this figure is set to increase considerably with the opening of the Heel campus in 2024 in the city of Esch-sur-Alzette. The new structure embodies the government's ambition to position the Grand Duchy as an attractive European health tech hub. End quote. In Copenhagen, Her Royal Highness Crown Princess Mary of Denmark attended the opening of the Danish Cancer Society's new Research and Visitor Center. During today's opening, the Crown Princess, along with 8th grade students from the Trefolk School, had a chance to participate in an educational interactive course about cancer. Per a press release, through an educational and interactive course where they must, amongst other things, examine different forms of cancer, learn more about cancer cells and cell division, and what we ourselves can do to prevent cancer. End quote. Meanwhile, the Danish Royal Court announced that Her Majesty Queen Margrethe II of Denmark, accompanied by His Royal Highness Crown Prince Frederik of Denmark, and Her Royal Highness Princess Benedicte of Denmark, Princess of Sayn-Wittgenstein-Berleburg, will attend the funeral of the late King Constantine II of Greece. Her Royal Highness Crown Princess Mary of Denmark will not attend the funeral service on Monday, January 16th. The reason? She will be regent, while Her Majesty the Queen and the Crown Prince are away. Other European monarchs and royals from various houses have also confirmed their attendance, including Their Majesties King Felipe VI and Queen Letizia of Spain, Their Majesties King Emeritus Juan Carlos I and Queen Emeritus Sophia of Spain, Her Royal Highness Princess Irene of Greece, Their Royal Highnesses Crown Prince Haakon and Crown Princess Mette-Marit of Norway, and Their Majesties King Carl Gustaf and Queen Sylvia of Sweden. As the day of the funeral approaches, more royals from reigning and non-reigning houses are expected to confirm their attendance. The funeral service for the late King Constantine II of Greece will begin at 6 a.m. at the chapel of St. Eleftherios, where the body of the late king will remain until 10 a.m. Those who wish to pay their respects may do so. Prior to noon, the body of the late king will be taken to the Metropolitan Cathedral of the Annunciation in Athens for the funeral service. Thereafter, the body of the late King Constantine II of Greece will return to Tatoi, where a private burial service will take place. Members of the Danish, Spanish, and Greek royal families will attend. In Stockholm, His Majesty King Carl Gustaf of Sweden held audiences with newly appointed ambassadors to Sweden at the Kungliga Slottet. The newly appointed ambassadors are from Ecuador, Mali, Iceland, and Slovakia. Thereafter, His Majesty the King held a meeting with the new governor of Dalarna, Miss Helena Hey. Yesterday morning in Stockholm, Their Royal Highnesses Crown Princess Victoria and Prince Daniel of Sweden visited the Ministry of Storytelling and Education, which works to, quote, reduce the negative consequences of segregation in children's schooling, end quote. During their visit, the Crown Princess couple met with representatives from the school board and the Ministry of Narration, as well as teachers and principals. According to the Swedish royal court, the educators informed the Crown Princess couple, amongst other things, about their experiences of how, quote, children and young people were affected due to the adjustments that the schools made during the pandemic, end quote. In Belgrade, their Royal Highnesses Crown Prince Alexander and Crown Princess Katherine of Serbia welcomed His Eminence, the Metropolitan of Kitros, Mr. Georgios, at the Royal Palace. During today's visit, the Crown Prince gave His Eminence a tour of the Royal Chapel of St. Andrew I Called, where His Eminence, quote, sang a short Orthodox prayer, Hymn to the Nativity of Christ, end quote. Meanwhile, their Majesties King Felipe VI and Queen Letizia of Spain arrived on the island of Menorca for a one-day visit full of fun official engagements. Upon their arrival at the port of Mahon, their Majesties were warmly welcomed by the President of the Balearic Islands, Miss Francia Armengol, the government delegate in the autonomous community of the Balearic Islands, Miss Ina Calvo, the President of the Menorca Island Council, Miss Susana Mora, and a bunch of other people. Anyway, after a million handshakes and smiles, their Majesties, accompanied by the president of the Isla del Rey Hospital Foundation, Mr. Luis Alejandre, boarded a catamaran and made their way to the Isla del Rey, which is a tiny island, known as the King's Island. Moving on. Once on the island, their Majesties visited the Isla del Rey Hospital, where they were informed about the daily operations at, well, the hospital. Thereafter, their Majesties visited the Chamber of Commerce room, where they watched a video about the history of the island and its restoration of the hospital. Soon, their Majesties were off on their merry way, where they toured the pharmacy at the hospital, and the Chapel of San Carlos Borromeo, the Interpretation Center at the Port of Mahon, and a bunch of other places. Anyway, back on the island of Menorca, their Majesties visited the newly restored, well, it's another pharmacy, Yabres, the Yabres Pharmacy. Whilst there, their Majesties signed the Book of Honor, met with the staff, and toured the new pharmacy building, or newly restored pharmacy building. Whatever. It's a pharmacy. Another one. After the tour of the pharmacy, their Majesties met with the local people, shook hands, and, well, generally had a fabulous time. In Paris, Princess Béatrice d'Orléans, accompanied by her daughter, Princess Adelaide d'Orléans, and her granddaughter, Miss Almudena Dailly, attended a performance of Swan Lake organized by the Association for the Promotion of the Paris Opera. The performance was held for, quote, 500 children living in social centers, an unforgettable afternoon with a show, balloons, cotton candy, and chocolate, end quote. Meanwhile, their Majesties King Rama X and Queen Suthida of Thailand attended the Royal Police Cadet Academy's graduation ceremony, held at the Royal Police Cadet Academy in Phran. And finally, in Manama, His Royal Highness Crown Prince Salman bin Hamad Al Khalifa of Bahrain received letters of credence from newly appointed ambassadors to Bahrain at Al Shakir Palace. The newly appointed ambassadors are from the Kingdom of Belgium, the Kingdom of Norway, the Kingdom of Sweden, the Republic of Ghana, and the Republic of Lithuania, to name a few. And there you have it. Thank you all so much for watching. I really appreciate it. I will be back tomorrow on Friday, January 13th with all the latest royal news. Until then, I wish you all a wonderful evening and a great Friday tomorrow. And don't forget to like, share, and subscribe. Okay, take care, everyone. I will see you all tomorrow. Bye-bye.